It is the name of that one. This is how I fight my battles. 8:38 on your Thursday morning. The 12th day of June, it is, not too far away from now. It's going to be the 28th of June, and then there's a very good reason for you ladies to find yourselves at the Western Cape Businesswomen's Prayer and Networking Brunch. Sharing some time with me here on the air, I'm very pleased to be able to welcome Pastor Terry Honey, one half of Couples of Destiny. Pastor Terry, good morning. Great spending time with you.
Good morning, Brad. I'm glad you're saying the one half, not the better half.
Oh, yes, I was very careful.
It's an
Terry,
honor to be here today. Yes.
I just wanted to ask you, as we look ahead to this day, I've got the poster open here in front of me, and I can see you on the far left-hand side with a big smile on your face. I think something like this is very important to you, getting in front of women, uplifting and inspiring, motivating and praying for them. I think this is the kind of thing you really like.
Oh, I'm passionate about it. I think if I could put myself on the front line for every woman, that would be a bit of an understatement, I think. But it's helping them get to God is the main purpose. Finding their niche, finding their passion, and do what they are destined and designed, created to do. Helping them to bring out what is hidden on the inside, because many women haven't even tapped into their potential yet. So yes, that is really awesome. And the big smile, I think, yeah, stems from probably when I was birthed.
She never stopped smiling, this Terry. Tell us a little bit about the Christian Women Business Network. I mean, I'm on the website, there's a button to press that says join the sisterhood. Tell us a little bit about this, and then also why ladies should click that button that says join the sisterhood.
Yes, absolutely. If you're a woman, a Christian woman in business, I connected with Kia and the Business Network a few years ago. I went to one of the events. I was invited there, and I thought, wow, this is really amazing. It's really my heart's passion. We cannot do anything alone. And I've known this. I've collaborated and trying to create networks where women can just come together and empower one another. It's where we need each other. So when I tell women, go to Christian Business, the Women's Network, go to this event, because if you haven't yet networked with people, with like-minded people, this is the place where you need to be. We're coming together that day, not just to pray or not just to come and show our works, but to give honor to God. Because ultimately he is the CEO of all of our businesses, of all of our lives. And this is so important for women to get to know who is out there in the business sphere. You may need someone, and God will always send people to you. And I've found that every event I've been at, that there's someone that I've been praying for or asking God about that I needed help with that shows up on this platform.
Amazing. Something must be said, though, about networking. I think some people say, not another networking event, not another women's event. I think we need to realize that we should never stop having these and never stop attending these, because networking is, at the end of the day, where so many of us are going to be connected and find our businesses grow. Even for myself as a business person, I think some of the most business I've done in the last few months have all come from people in my network, of people saying, you're looking for someone that does that? I know someone that does that, and then forwards your number, your name, or your email address.
Right.
And that's really how it goes, Terry. If we're part of a network, we can trust each other. Call him, call her.
Correct. I mean, if you look at a net, for example, a net is connected, right? It has small holes, some has bigger holes. So to keep that net to work, you need to stay connected. There must be something joining the one square to the next square.
Yes.
And I find that the link is easily broken when people become selfish and self-absorbed and self-righteous. Oh, my company does it better than yours, and I'm not going to give you my list. I'm not going to give you my people's names. And the network gets broken like that. So if you think of the net catching the fish, whether you're catching anything in a net, whether you're straining your tea, everything is a form of a net, something to hold things together. And that is how I look at a network. Like, we need to be there to support one another. Especially in Christian businesses, we've got to support one another. We need to collaborate. We need to network. And yes, you may not have all the answers, or you think you know everyone else, but there's always someone out there that has need of you.
It's called Elevate, is that Western Cape businesswoman prayer and networking brunch. I want to touch on the prayer
Correct.
part, because if I'm looking here, Terry, at what to expect on that 28th of June, prayer is the number one thing. It also looks like it's going to be a lengthy part of the day. I mean, how important is prayer in the context of meeting together and networking? Wow.
Absolutely. A lot of people think put prayer on a back burner, or they have a quick 2-minute power prayer and think that's going to make it work. But I think a lot of people miss this part,
Mm.
where we believe prayer and worship, because prayer is also a form of worship. Whether we're singing or whether we're talking, it's a form of worship. And we were created to worship God first.
Yeah.
So in your business, we need to honor the King of Kings. He is ultimately the one that have given us the ability to obtain wealth. Deuteronomy 8 says that,
Yeah.
right? So that prayer part is a very important component to help people just to come bow down at the King's feet, because he is the one who orchestrates their lives. Many businesses don't know which way to go. Some of them are going, have problems, they have challenges. Then there are some that are soaring. And this is where our desire is to bring everyone together in that space to encourage one another. The Bible says that you have neglected the gathering of the saints. So come together, whether you go to church or whether you go to your life group, but coming together as women in business like this, starting off with prayer, is the most beautiful foundation for any organization, any event. Prayer is key. So the prayer will go on from 9 till about 11:30, and then after that, you have to register to come to the prayer as well, just so we can get numbers, and
Yes.
know who are all those who are prayer warriors as well. We need to intercede for their businesses and for others as well.
Wow.
And of course, then the event carries on. We will have all the exhibition stands. You can book an exhibition stand to show your works, and also to generate, to get traction and have your businesses, your product available, your flyers, your cards, or whatever the case may be, and stay for that. That is 350 Rand to book your exhibition stand. And then for you to stay for this beautiful brunch lunch. It's amazing. It's a beautiful venue. I've attended a couple of events there before. It's at the Calvin Grove out in
Wow.
Claremont. Beautiful place. You cannot miss it. You will really enjoy it. And if your men want to come with you, there's a place downstairs they can go to. There's a lovely little restaurant, or they can go play golf, whatever. So we never exclude the men, of course, from a woman of substance perspective, but I always say men are never forgotten in this. So there'll be this beautiful lunch provided, and that's where the networking will take place, mostly at the table.
Yeah, Terry, give us an idea of, I've given the date, the 28th of June. When does it start?
Correct.
What are the times?
The 28th of June, it starts at 9 o'clock. I think
Mm-hmm.
for the exhibitors, they can come at 8 to come and set up. So the prayer will start at 9 o'clock, and this is the important part. And then we go straight through from the prayer. There'll probably be a short little break in between to get people to their seats, and for the dinner, for the lunch. Sorry, the dinner. For the lunch, you could stay for dinner too, I'm sure, but for lunch. And then, of course, there'll be networking, there'll be talks going on and speaking about and elevating your business. Obviously, God elevates us first. We got to get lifted up by Him. As we lift Him up, He Himself will lift us up. And then in that space, we are leaving an opportunity for people to visit the stands, and that they can come and just network. Networking happens mostly while we're sitting at the table, and even after, while we busy moving around through the venue after the speakers.
Fantastic. I see your picture here with several other ladies. What is your responsibility going to be, particularly on that day?
Because I'm a prayer warrior, I join their prayer groups when I can on a Monday. If I'm not having a client, or if I'm not busy with work, then I join the prayer on a Monday. I join a prayer group on a Tuesday. So I have a few prayer groups during the week. And then on this, because I'm a member of the organization, I've been offered the space to lead with Kia on the prayer side. And that's where I'm really, where my heart is to help people just to get back to God in their workspace, in their community, in their company.
Fantastic. Yeah, Kia's going to be there as well. And Kia and I have had the opportunity to chat many times over the years during these kind of events. And then a name our listeners may also know very well, Lauren Jacobs, a voice you would have heard here on Radio Cape Pulpit as well, with Voice of Change. She's going to be there as well as one of the guest speakers. If people need more information, Terry, how can they do that? Where can they find some info?
They can go onto the website. There is the World Christian Woman website, Christian Businesswoman website. And then, of course, the other one is they can contact Kia directly. Let me just get to the number.
Oh, I
Sorry,
have
I'm
a number
just
here in
getting.
front of me if you
Oh,
like.
here we go.
I have. Have you got it? Okay, great.
Yeah, no, it's the www.christianwomanbusiness.com.
Mm-hmm.
That is the website you go to, and so part one is the business prayer meet, and then the networking brunch from 11 to 14:30, and then there's a delicious brunch tea and snacks, and of course Nanike Nozuzu and Mpo Sotsonia and myself and Kia, and of course Lauren Jacobs that will be there to do all the different conversations and everything that we're going to do on that day. But directly, please, you can contact Kia and reach her on 082 970 6035.
Fantastic. That's the voice of Pastor Terry Honey. She's going to be there at Calvin Grove on the 28th of June for the Western Cape Businesswoman Prayer and Networking Brunch. And prayer is taking the front seat there. Don't miss it. And gents, if you're listening right now and you're saying, well, this isn't really for me, there's a wife, a sister, somebody in your life. Why don't you sponsor somebody, get behind them, and remind them you can contact Kia and get the lady in your life in there on the 28th of June. Before we go, Terry, what's the cost of the ticket?
It's seven. It works out to $750 all round, but it's $350 for the stand if you want an exhibition stand, and $350 for your lunch, your meal, and also the networking. So that is quite a big part. And there's always some prizes, always something, some giveaway. That's normally what happens at networking, so you can get the gist of what's happening around you and what people are doing in and around the community. If you're a woman in business and a struggling business and they may not be able to get to this event, pay it forward.
Yes.
Buy someone a ticket or buy your staff a ticket for that matter. Let them just come and feel the vibe, get into the buzz network. I hear the sound of bees, just swarming around, and bees are like really busy and they do great work. So I believe this is that kind of morning, just come together, women, and just give God glory and get connected and network.
Yeah, let's get in touch with Kia. Yeah, amen. If you want to get in touch with Kia to get more info, 082 970 6035, and that's Kia that you'll be contacting. Massive thanks to Pastor Terry Honey. Terry, thank you so much for your time this morning. And to our listeners, don't miss out on Couples of Destiny together with the Calvin and Terry. Catch it here on this radio from 12 to 1 on a Wednesday afternoon. Until we meet again. Terry, thanks for your time this morning, and we'll chat again soon.
You're welcome. Bye-bye, listeners. Bye, Brad. See you soon.
Thanks so much. And a massive thanks